say to your team when you're down more than 10 points and you call that full timeout? Just what's the message to them to kind of close the game out?
The one that was around 7 minutes or later in the fourth?
There was only a minute left and you called a full timeout.
I mean, I called one at 7 or around there because I felt like we were panicking a little bit, and 7 minutes was more than enough time. The last one, I mean, you're just grasping for straws. So at the end of the day, we didn't have it shooting wise. Thought we had good looks. We missed, and the layup thing started happening again in the fourth quarter. So, but you look at this sheet, you can't win against a team like that shooting 32%, 23 from 3, and then get absolutely your asses handed to you on the glass. So kudos to them. They've been the best team all year. Let's be real. We needed back-to-back really great games because their sense of urgency was going to be different. So I think their group earned it. They earned it all year.
Maybe just a follow up to that. Obviously, you said the group earned it all year, but your group, like you said, kind of fought through a lot of adversity. And you talked about giving each other grace. Is that kind of what the gist of the post-game locker room conversation was like?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have a lot of hard learning lessons. I mean, it hurts now. I promise you, it's gonna hurt tomorrow, probably worse because it sets in the next day. But you got to build habits and you got to work in a way that you believe you deserve to win. That you believe you deserve to win, and at the end of the day, I thought, our shortcomings stood out a little bit. And we have some great things to build on. You don't have it every year. Not the way this works. You don't get to flip a switch. It's the beautiful thing about sports, actually. The work and the commitment and the buy-in and the play hard and the want to and the will always show up in the end. And like I said, New York's had really great will and determination this whole year. We talked a lot of smack last year. I'm sure they heard it, and they got to smack us this year. So for us, we will have a long off season. And for us, we will be back next year. And I'm sure the focus level will be very different. I can pretty much guarantee that.
Becky, kind of going off that point, how do you think you're going to look back on this season? Is it obviously functional championship is that the primary thing that stands out, or is there?
No, I mean, yeah, there's absolutely positives. First of all, I love that group of women. I do. I care about them. I care about getting the best out of them. I care about when they're hurting. I care about them when they're great. I care about them when they're not great. So is there learning in the losses? Of course, there better be. There better be, or you don't get to grow. And, I'm really proud of this group because even, my coaching staff and everything, like, we've changed the way this league plays. And that's something that our team can be, like, proud of. Sped it out. We sped it up and spaced it out. And now everybody's, I think it's been great for our game. You're seeing a lot of really great individual, like, not only team, but just great individual performances. I mean, Fee had a hell of a year. Asia obviously was Asia and was out in another universe this year. But you really had a lot of other people, Stewie. I mean, it's a fun way to play, I think. I think it's entertaining to watch. And, that core four in our group that we brought in, like they started that. And, this team was put together to take us out, and they did.
Becky, from an organizational standpoint, what do you think needs to be done in the off season?
Ask me that in a week. I'm still reeling about this game. I haven't sat there and said, gone through what, we've never done exit meetings. We've done exit partying. So we're gonna have to get together, figure it out, but I mean, obviously we have to get better. We have to really take a sharp look at ourselves, look ourselves in the mirror, see our shortcomings, and then, you gotta make the moves necessary, whatever that means, to put the best product that we possibly can. It's not gonna be the same group probably next year. It just won't. And I'm sad about that, because I really like that group. They're a pain in my ass, but I was a pain in their ass too. And I like that group, I love that group. I guess a lot of it, what hurts now too is just with Asia, having the season that she did.
Becky, Jackie goes 1 of 10, Chelsea goes 3 of 8. Did it just feel like, God, this has been what's plagued us all season?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing, and I try to sell this to them, but take a team like Minnesota and you have good talent. You have an excellent team. And we had excellent talent and had a good team. And at the end of the day, this game rewards your habits. It rewards the hard work. It rewards the selflessness required in a team sport to be able to win. And what I've always tried to convey to this group, specifically with our guards, right? Chels, Kels, and Jack, their success is so intertwined with each other's. Their individual greatness comes from them being great together, and a little bit of iron sharpens iron. And, you take Minnesota, last year, those three are flirting with 40, 50, 90. I mean, they didn't miss very much. We just didn't shoot the ball well this year. And I guess when you go back and look, it's like, yeah, we changed the way the league plays a little bit with the spacing, and then the lot of threes, the high volume threes, this and that. And then it kind of hit us back in the face because we're still taking the threes, but now we're missing and everybody else is making. So, but that core four, and you could put AC in there. She's been with us a couple of years. Sid, Kia, even KB. Like, that group loves KB. This year didn't actually probably work out the way she wanted it to. She got injured early and kind of got behind the 8 ball. Like I said, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. There's a lot of good things that we can build on. And at the end of the day, I choose that locker room every time. I choose those women every time. And I'm proud to be their coach.
2 final questions. We got a follow-up from Callie and then Nikias in the back.
I just wanted to circle back to something you said about talking a lot of trash last year. Stewie kind of.
Can we not circle back on it?
Well,
I think it's circling well enough right now.
But is there anything you want to address about maybe anything you said or like what you heard the team said that you feel like needs to be addressed, or was maybe?
No, I mean, we talked our crap. They heard it and they get to talk their crap. It's part of the game. It's not like personal. I can talk crap all I want. At the end of the day, I have mad respect for Sandy. Sandy coached me. Me and Sandy go way back. Saab, Stewie, I have mad respect for those players. There's no doubt about it. May seem like I have something, but it's like, of course, I'm always going to ride with Asia, so it maybe seems. I think Stewie is phenomenal. Phenomenal. And Saab, like I told y'all, I don't know who's voting first, second, third, or when that stuff comes out, but like, if you're watching and paying attention, she's the key. She's the key. And, you know, Stewie's gonna go down as one of the greatest of all time. And Sot will too. And my group of guards will too. I mean, you really have a really unique situation where you have a really bunch of brilliant basketball players competing at the highest level, kind of like in ways all in their prime still. It's a really unique situation. And then you have this younger influx of the rookies, and you got Juju coming out, and you got the Hidalgo kid from Notre Dame. Like it's good. Is women's basketball is a lot of fun right now.
Final question.
I'm just going back to the game very quickly in the second.
Thank you. Thank God.
Just going back to the second half, it felt like there was a little bit of a hitch in that half. It felt like a little bit of catch and hold. How much of that did you feel was self-inflicted versus anything?
It was both. At the end of the day, you don't give another team control over what you do. You got to dictate action. You got to impose your will. They're not going to do it. They're not just going to let you go where you want to go. You got to make it happen. And quite honestly, I mean, there was definitely some lulls where I thought the ball was popping. And then there were some lulls where I felt like we passed up shots. I'm like, what now? Nobody wants to shoot? And we started overpassing. So it's just one of those things. At the end of the day, whether we overpassed or underpassed, we had really good looks and missed. And they didn't. And the layup thing still irks me in the fourth quarter, especially. You can't give up layups. Good?
Thank you, Coach.
About my shit.
All right, we are.
That's obviously not the outcome you wanted. Wondering if you can talk about what the message was to your teammates, or just kind of what you said to one another in those final moments of the game or in the locker room.
That we
Go ahead, because I don't want to say.
And I mean, that's not the way we wanted to end the season. Obviously, we just shared a lot of love for each other, and everything that we've been through this week, this season, and the highs and lows, and the locker room is just so special, and it's a place where we're so vulnerable, and the people that we see all the time and love on each other all the time. So I'll go to war with that crew any day. And that's basically what we were talking about in the locker room.
For either of you, talking a little bit about the resiliency of this group this season, the losing streaks that happened throughout the year, getting back to stuff that can happen off the court, just the fight of this group. Could you guys talk a little bit?
I mean, you kind of nailed it right on the head, just the fight, being resilient in moments where people want you to break. I think we got a lot closer. Like Chelsea was saying, I think because the season's just so chaotic sometimes, and you're constantly running, and you miss out on loving on people sometimes because you're just caught up in the moment and you just want to get a win or you want to recover from a loss. And I think this year we really noticed that we really have to pour into each other daily. Even though we see each other every single day, you can't miss out on an opportunity to lift somebody up. And so I think that kind of showed our resilientness, is like we were in it together. We locked in, whether it was regular season or postseason. I think we really kind of came together and kind of grabbed the rope and understood what needed to be done. And yeah, the outcome is not what we wanted, but I think we have some things that we can take away from that we totally can't just throw out, because I feel like this season, and three-peats are hard. It's hard as hell. That's why not a lot happened. But I think this year really kind of set a tone for us going into the off season about how we want to handle things. Girl, I need everything. Shit.
Following up on something you just said, Adria, you said repeating is hard. What do you feel like was the hardest part of that?
Doing it. Like, I wish I could, and I don't want to sound like an asshole, but like, I really, just doing it. It's hard. Every team looks different. Your team looks different. Nothing's the same. Everybody wants to beat you. Everybody's Super Bowl, whatever they say. And that's hard to come into, and you get everybody's best game. And I feel like we got everybody's best game before the banners went up. So it's just a matter of time. But, we're going to take this, not going to harp on it too much. It sucks. It stings. But I'm very proud about the group that we had. So maybe we can try to start next year, getting another, and start the three-peat. Okay. Yeah.
Asia, question for you. Coach Hammond's kept her composure most of her post-game presser, but she kind of broke down when talking about what kind of hurts the most.
Yeah.
And she said she hurt a lot for you, considering the season that you had. How has she impacted your career just this year, the past years? What does she mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want anyone to hurt for me. We're blessed. I get to play the game of basketball, get paid while I do it. I'm around phenomenal women. Just like, it's a fun thing. So hopefully no one hurts for me. We're going to wake up the next morning and be pretty good, in a good space. But, Becky has just influenced me in a lot of different ways. The way that just the fight, the want to go out there and be the best is something that she's always instilled in all of us, but particularly me. I feel like some of our conversations are just not even necessarily about X's and O's. It's just about, like, how do you want your legacy to be? How can we make others better? What can we do? How can we grow this franchise? And I feel like those talks go a lot further than just X's and O's, because, I mean, the talent's going to be there. The skill's going to be there. Everyone knows we're going to work in the off season, but the little talks, just the conversations, the mom talks, the mom hugs, the jokes is something that she's always kind of made it like for us to play and have fun and be us. And so Beck is someone that I'm so grateful that she's in our corner. She's someone that is going to always give us our all and tell us the truth no matter what. The ugly, it can be tough at times, but she wants us to be perfect and she wants us to be the best. And I feel like she's instilled that in all of us, and that's kind of how I want to be for my teammates. So kind of sad that she hurts for me, because I'm like, no, we did pretty well. Like, it wasn't our outcome, but damn, we did pretty good, considering what the hell we had stacked against us.
Asia, I know you said that.
I can't see with these glasses. Take these back.
Oh, you want it?
I know, those are cute.
The act of repeating itself is hard,
Yeah.
but what kind of slight differences were there in going for the three-peat versus just going for a regular repeat?
It's really just, it's just hard. Like, I don't know how else to say it. It's just one of those things that is just like, it seems like everyone is just gunning for you. And every single game is like a back against the wall type of game, because you're going to get everybody's first punch. You're going to get everybody's best punch. And you have to sometimes withstand that. And over the course of 40 minutes and over the course of the season, that's very, very hard to do. But I think we did a great job of weathering a lot of storms, particularly down the stretch. Like, obviously, we didn't have the start that we wanted to, but I think we started to really come together. And that's what matters the most to me, is that we never backed down from any fight. We never backed down from any challenge. We were always just happy for one another, and their energy in our locker room is something that's so special. Hence why we don't let a lot of people in it, because that's how sacred our space is. So it's hard, but at the same time, I would go to war with these lovely young ladies any day, any day.
There you go, Lindsay, Mark, and we'll finish up with that one.
Chelsea, I think it's really clear to anyone who spends time on the team that you all are very, very close and care about each other a lot. To the point that, like, Becky had made when she was in here about that she hurt for Asia. I wondered if you felt like the rest of the team felt that, and how that can motivate you going into the off season.
I mean, when you're on the sideline and you come into work every day and you play with the best in the world, you want it for them. You know, she got an individual award, but she wants that trophy at the end. And so when I play next to her, man, I understand what she's saying about Herdenberg, because she had record-breaking years. Like, it was amazing. So just to be able to witness that, you want it to all come to an end the way you want it to. So if I were to be in Becky's brain, that's what I would take from it. But I think we also hurt for each other, just like all the work that we put in, the highs and lows of this season, injuries, not playing, in and out. You know, you want it to come together with a trophy at the end, right? So I think the hurt is there because we wanted the trophy at the end. And so that's a sign of a competitive locker room. That's a sign of trying to strive for greatness every time you step on the floor. And I'm sitting next to somebody that is great every time she steps on the floor. And I say this all the time, that people get flowers after they retire, and it's sometimes it's too late. You got to do it while they're playing and get people out to watch greatness. So being able to witness that every day is special.
For you, the player, what did you learn about this team this year that will help you when you guys reassemble for next season?
We can withstand a few punches. You know, the last couple of seasons, like, we didn't, everybody was surprised when we started, 6-6? It's like a lot of question marks, and we're at the semifinals. People doubted us after that. That start. So I think we can withstand punches early, in the middle, and we could have folded a lot earlier than losing tonight. We could have folded a lot earlier, and so to be here and the highs and lows of a season, I think that's the biggest thing that we can take from this year.
Chelsea and Asia, I'd just like to know, how do you both look back at this season? Like, how would you measure it?
Girl, you're gonna have to give me about a week.
Yeah. It's hard to really reflect in this moment, because I'm still in the game mode of, like, we really just lost. Like, I'm about to wake up tomorrow and not go to practice and watch film. Like, what?
What?
So yeah, you gotta come back to me with that.
Back here, y'all.
We're gonna close out your season with the Kayaks.
Hey, big dog. Look at this.
Appreciate y'all.
Don't give us no basketball question, bro. We try to end on a high note. Okay.
But just kind of bouncing off of the last one, I was gonna ask, like, what does the decompression, what does that look like for you, and how do you balance that versus kind of keeping that chip and leading into next season?
Man, I mean, even after winning the championships, I still give myself about a couple months just to, like, throw the basketball away. I don't watch it. I don't listen to it. I stay off of social media a little bit. and just kind of take my mind just into the real world, dive into like touch some grass, breathe some air, play with my dogs. Those are things that I kind of just decompress in and just, yeah, remove myself. Because sometimes, like I said, you get caught up, like the season drains you, it's exhausting. But sometimes you gotta have time for yourself. So yeah, I'm gonna take some time to myself and just kick it.
Yeah, I would say the same. Take my son to the pool, just hang out with him, and go knock on Asia's door to see what she doing.
Oh gosh. I need to go to the movies. The
Yeah.
new movies dropping. I heard Joker 2 was.
Uh,
But yeah, I'll be in a movie theater. Check me
yeah,
out
I
there.
mean, just you find time to do other things throughout the course of the season, man. It's a lot on our bodies, on our mind. You never really take a break from it during the season. So just having moments where we could just go outside and just chill and just relax with each other.
But come in December, heading into January, it's lock-in time.
So.
For sure.
Thank you very much.
Yep. See ya. I need to go get a haul.